First, the USDA's Justice for All non-discriminatory statement, which simply states that all persons must be treated equally without regard to their race, color, national origin, sex, religious creed, disability, age, political beliefs, or reprisal or retaliation for prior civil rights activity, and that our institution provides an inclusive space for all. For more information on the And Justice for All statement, please visit the USDA's website.
Good afternoon. My name is Ozzy Hernandez, and I am a nutrition educator for Rutgers Cooperative Extension of Camden County's Department of Family and Community Health Sciences. And so today we're actually going to be having one lesson from our Heart Smart series. It is on fruits and vegetables, and the Heart Smart series is really based around things that you can shop in corner stores, bodegas, small stores. So if you're someone that you either eat a lot of lunch, get a lot of meals from a corner store, maybe you shop there for things that you need at home, or if you're just someone that just every time you pass by, you stop in, get something. The purpose of the series is really to teach you how to spot and choose healthier options that you're going to find at almost every corner store, every bodega that you go to. The lesson is on fruits and vegetables, so we're going to talk about that. And I actually want to show you a recipe. It's pretty simple. It's a yogurt parfait, which is a really great snack. You can use it for a couple of different meals. So I'm going to go and show you how I build it using fresh and canned fruit. So with that, let's get started. So before we get started and jump into everything, I want everyone to take a moment and think about these two really important questions. The first question is, do you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? And if you do, right, that's great. What are your favorites? What are the ones that you find and you usually buy a lot, keep in your fridge on hand? So one of my favorites is pineapples. During summertime, I definitely go have a whole bunch, either fresh or in can. And the second question I want you to keep in mind and think about is, if you don't really eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, what's the biggest challenge? What troubles you have, or what doesn't motivate you to do that? So for some people that might be, maybe it's too expensive, maybe you can't find the ones that you like, maybe the ones that you do like are there in stores, and it's just out of your price range, or it's never really that great, or it just goes bad on you too fast. So I want to go and give you a couple ideas today in terms of how you can increase your fruits and vegetable intake through a couple different meals and through items that you can find in almost every single corner store. But first I want to go over what the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables is per day. So for fruits, you want to get about 2 cups per day. For vegetables, you want to have 2.5 per day. Now, unless you're there, you're measuring, right? And it's a great idea to measure your food, but unless you're there with a measuring cup or a scale, right? That's kind of difficult to visualize. So I want to present to you this. So I don't know how many of you have seen this before. If you have, feel free to put that into the comment section and just share that with everyone. But this is my plate. My plate, the diagram itself shows you the 5 different food groups that you should be trying to eat and should aim to eat in order to eat healthier. So you have fruits, you have vegetables, you have grains, you have proteins, and you also have dairy, or dairy can really be replaced with a calcium source. You'll notice that fruits and vegetables take about half of your plate. That's really important to note, because notice that whenever you go and you look at going to a grocery store, you're going to notice that there are a lot of veggies with different colors, and a lot of fruits with different colors. Each fruit and vegetable is going to have its own different vitamins and nutrients. So you want to make sure you're eating a lot of different variety. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. So first, you actually have fresh, which is one of the ones that people think about. As soon as you mention fruits and vegetables, they're thinking fresh fruits and veggies. And those are great because you don't have to worry about there being any added ingredients. There's no salt, there's no added sugar. It's picked straight onto your plate. You definitely want to wash everything before you use them. right? But there's very minimal to that. With the other options, you have frozen and you have canned. So I have some canned beets here. And so those are also really great options. One of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that they're worse than fresh. You should always be aiming for fresh. And so if one of your challenges is getting fruits and veggies that are going to last a little bit longer, or that don't go bad, or maybe you don't find them really ripe in stores, canned and frozen is a really good option, because right at the point in time where they're either frozen or canned or preserved, at that point, they're already ripe. So all of those nutrients are still there. It's pretty much at its best once it's picked and put into that state. So the one caveat that you want to be careful with is with frozen and canned, whether it's fruits or veggies, you want to be careful with added ingredients. So most canned vegetables, some frozen vegetables are going to have salt, right? So if you're going for a frozen one, getting the one that doesn't have it. And with canned, you want to make sure that you can either get a low sodium option, or you can actually rinse some of that off. So if you have a colander, or just kind of rinse it off in the sink a couple times before you use it, that's a way to take off some of the salt there. And then with canned fruit, you want to make sure that you're avoiding the ones with syrup. So you're going for the ones with 100% juice, right? You can actually use the juice later on for different recipes if you want, or to extend with water so you can have a little bit of that juice to drink it. But you want to stay away from the one with syrup. So now that we talked about different options in terms of getting fruits and vegetables and adding them into your day, let's talk about a couple meals. So these are a couple of ideas that I like to go over if you find that it's difficult to get more fruits and vegetables into your day. So we can start off with breakfast. I know there are some people that you have three different kinds of people, right? You have the people that eat a heavy breakfast. You have the ones that kind of eat something a little bit lighter. And there are people that kind of get up and just go without eating breakfast. So for the one that is so used to getting up and getting on the move, maybe grabbing a to-go fruit. So something like an apple, something like an orange or a banana. Those are pretty simple that you can just grab and eat on your way somewhere. You can also make one of the recipes, the recipe that I'm going to show you today, which is a great to-go idea. For those that are kind of in the middle, maybe your breakfast is a cup of coffee and like a bowl of cereal. Adding some fruit, maybe either some cut strawberries or maybe some defrosted like strawberries or blueberries to your cereal. That's a good idea. If you make oatmeal ahead of time, you can actually put dried fruit as well. So like like raisins or dried cranberries, just avoiding any of the ones with added sugar. So that might be an idea. And then with everyone that likes to eat a heavy breakfast, which is where I'm in that camp, usually like scrambled eggs, some toast, right? Getting some vegetables mixed in there. So if I'm getting scrambled eggs, getting peppers and onions, some spinach cooked in. But my fruit might either be a whole fruit, so I might take a fruit as a snack, so like the apple, or I can actually have some 100% juice, which is also a great way to get some vitamins. So think about vitamin C from orange juice. The thing with that is that you're not getting the fiber that you would be getting from the whole fruit, but it's still a good option. Now, on to lunch. For some, again, you have people that either skip lunch, eat something a little bit lighter, right? For the ones that skip lunch, trying something a little bit easier. So maybe having a parfait. If you're going into a corner store, right, you can grab like one of the small yogurts that they sell. Most stores will sell like a small, like either vanilla or lightly flavored one. If you can get an unflavored one to kind of skip on the sugar, that's a great idea. And then grabbing some fruit, and you can grab a granola bar so that you can actually break it on top of the yogurt itself. That's a great idea. For those of you that usually get deli sandwiches, right, get as many vegetables as you can added onto your sandwich. So think about if you're getting like a turkey sandwich, getting lettuce or spinach and tomatoes and cucumbers and a whole bunch of different vegetables added into that. That's a great way to sneak in more veggies into your day, into a meal that you're already going to have and that you enjoy. And just kind of like how I said with a heavier breakfast, like the eggs, where you can have the orange juice, getting 100% juice on the side of that is a great way to get the vitamins. Or you can go for the whole fruit to get some more fiber into your day, keep you full for the rest of the day. So if you're in school, right, or if you have kids in school and they're getting a sandwich, it's going to keep them full for longer. And for you, if you're at work, it's going to keep you full for longer until dinner time comes around. And then now that we talked about it, let's go to dinner. Dinner is actually a really easy way to sneak in a lot of different veggies depending on what you cook. Make recipes that are going to allow you to do that. So think about pasta dishes. So maybe you like bolognese, or maybe you like lasagna. You can cook in some veggies like eggplant and mushrooms and spinach and other veggies. And it's also a really interesting way to be able to mix in some frozen veggies that you might find in corner stores or other places. But you can also use some of the canned ones as well. Remember, just rinsing them off, and you're able to kind of just throw them in, cook them in for like a quick second because they're already prepared. And it saves you a little bit of time. With fruit, right? You can think about having like a quick fruit salad, kind of already made, cut up in your refrigerator. That's a great idea for some snacks because that way it gives you a little bit of variety. You're getting a lot of different colors there. So that's great. And now for snacks. And I know that I've talked about snacking on fruit, as a to-go item, right? So, thinking about the ones that are easily available at most corner stores. So if you think about apples, oranges, and bananas, which are really simple, you're always going to find them really. You have that as an option. And the other option is, if you've seen, I always like to take some canned fruit. So like I said, I'll take like canned pineapple, which is in 100% juice, and I might go into a corner store, pick some up and separate it at night. That way I have some canned pineapple. You also have the little fruit cups that are oftentimes in syrup, but you can find them in 100% juice. If you get those are really good to have as snacks. You don't really have to worry about preparing or separating them out as long as they're in 100% juice. And for vegetables, as a snack, you could think about carrots and cucumbers. You can also think about like cut peppers and using them to dip into like hummus or low-fat ranch as a snack. And that's a way for you to add a couple more vegetables into your day that you don't have to sit down, create into a dish, to sit down and snack on those while you're at home or while you're on the go. So with that, I want to actually introduce to you the recipe. It's pretty simple. It's a yogurt parfait, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare it in a certain way. I have my ingredients here. So I have some low-fat yogurt. I actually used some canned pineapple, right? And what I actually did I put the juice to the side. While I could add it to the recipe, I actually like to take it and mix it with some seltzer water. So I have it separated to the side. I have some fresh strawberries. You can use frozen as well. You just have to let them thaw for a little bit. And then I have a little bit of granola. So what I want to do first, I'm going to actually put them into this cup. I could put them into a mason jar too. So this is what I mentioned before about this recipe is I can take this, prepare a couple of them ahead of schedule, and that way I can go ahead and have them on the go ready for breakfast or for lunch. So what I want to do first is I'm going to take a couple strawberries and put them here. And then I'm going to take the yogurt and I'm going to put a couple spoonfuls. And then from there, I will actually take some of the pineapple to mix it. I'll take another piece. And then I'm going to layer it. So this is I'm making it a little bit complicated, but you can actually just Oftentimes, if I'm on the go, I don't want to do too much. I'll just take the yogurt, put it in, and then top it. But I want to be a little bit fancy today, so. And then for the last top, so this is about 1/3 of a cup of yogurt. I'm not going to use all of it, but that's fine. You don't have to use all that much. And again, because of the fiber in the fruit from the whole grain oat or the granola, and some of the protein from the yogurt is going to be pretty filling. So it's going to hold me over for a little bit longer. And so finally, I'm going to top it again with a few more strawberries. And granola to finish off. And here you go. This is what it looks like. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Thank you for taking your time and being here with us. The recipe is going to be in the comment section. And if you have any comments you'd like to share, feel free to interact with us on the comments. That'd be great. And I want to thank everyone for being here again. We're actually going to be back next week, same time from 2 to 2:15. We hope to see you there. Bye.